Hello guys, Deondre 7 here, and today we're going to be reading, what was that? Like karate chop there. But today we're going to be reading some more attributes of the heart. But anyway, we're going to be reading chapters 7 and 8. So in the last chapters, which were 5 and 6, it was just mainly Alex telling Kai about his visions of, of him, her, Noah, and Deondre having these weapons and, fighting something that no normal human can probably like stand up against. But I'm not gonna go ahead and talk right now because we all know once I start talking, like the video ends up being like 40 minutes long. So I'm gonna cut this whole talk short. The story is by my good old friend Orange. I will leave a link to so you guys can read the story, so you guys don't have to wait for me to read the book, or maybe I can make you guys wait, cause if I read, then you guys already know what's gonna happen. Nah, cause I don't want to make you guys wait. So there's something in my eye right now. I'm not sure if I'm just tired or something. Like my eye's burning for some reason. But anyway, we're going to be reading chapter 7 and 8, and let's read, I guess. I don't know. We are now reading chapter 7 of Attributes of the Heart. So Noah sighed and hopped into a chair at his desk. He wasn't completely lying to his mom when he told her he hadn't done his homework. Sure, he had done most of it, but he hadn't done all of it. He still had one assignment his online teacher assigned him. Research a geographic location in the town. Noah remembered. He had to give the day it was found, what happened there, how it might have formed, and so on. Lost where I was. Noah had been procrastinating this one because you also need to give photographic evidence that he was there. Noah hated going outside. Sure, he could just choose a popular one and call it a day, but the teacher said be creative about your pick. Besides, Noah didn't want to hop on the blatant bandwagon. He decided to choose a less known one. A cave. Charrington Seaside Cave. Charrington was hardly known for its beaches, so it wasn't very popular. It also wasn't too out of the way for Noah. He already lived abnormally close to the coast. Even with the constant rising waves, his mom never tried to move. Noah decided to give... Oh, I read that wrong. So even with the constant rising waves, his mom never just tried to move. Noah decided he'd go tomorrow to get the photo evidence done with. He didn't even need to bother his parents. He could just bike there. However, he couldn't help get a bad feeling from thinking about the cave. But Noah couldn't let his almost perfect average be damaged. He had to do it. He just realized just how important the visit would be. The wind blew in Noah's face, his hair soaring around his scalp. Noah wanted to get there as fast and leave equally as quickly. It was a cloudy day outside, and the scent that Noah suspiciously presumed was meatballs wafted from a nearby restaurant. The town Noah lived in had a bunch of graffiti, but most of it was just pointless stuff people felt spray painting everywhere. Nothing too harmful or hateful. Soon enough, Noah arrived next to the stairs that led down to the sandy shores. He got off his bike and rolled it down the stairs gingerly. He knew... My bad, guys. He knew the walk to the cave was about a good 5 minutes, but he shouldn't take too long. Noah stared at the ocean as he walked along the shore. Noah had always liked the ocean. When he used when he used to go outside a lot more, he'd always be swimming in it. Now it was more of a place for him to think instead of swim. Noah took a deep breath of the salty a deep breath of the salty yet refreshing sea breeze. Just how he remembered it. Noah started to digest really the graffiti about Noah started to digest really the graffiti about what was falling down around him. His parents rarely went out with each other anymore. They barely even left the house anymore besides going to work. They must be scared from all the threats going around. Noah thought to himself. Before he knew it, Noah had lost track of the time. He arrived at Charrington Seaside Cave. Noah could practically taste the salt that was left in the cave. He ventured into the inky darkness. The cave wasn't even that big. It was just maybe a 35-yard walk to the mouth of the cave and the end of it. The dirty blonde was thankful that he brought a flashlight. He knew it was a cave, but he didn't expect it to be this dim-lighted. Noah decided the back of the cave would be the perfect spot to take the picture. He brought out his phone and adjusted it to where he was pretty positive it was in front of his face. He took the picture with the flash on. It seemed to come out a success. Noah looked decent, and it looked like he was in a cave, but there was something in the back of the picture. It was nothing. Well, of course there was something, but in the background, it was this black presence. It didn't even have a physical form. There, just a dark and black feeling. Noah couldn't figure out what it was. It wasn't his shadow from the flash. So, what was it? Noah leaned against the wall of the cave, trying to think about it. Abruptly, the wall started to light up in blue pictures that Noah hasn't noticed before. He couldn't tell what they were. The light they emitted was so bright. Noah covered his eyes. There was a rumbling sound, as if rock was moving and twisting and breaking. And Noah wasn't leaning on the wall anymore. He was leaning on air? The dirty blonde began to plummet into the inky black abyss. Noah groaned as he came to. Noah came. What? Noah groaned as he came to. His head hurt. Everything hurt. Where was he? Noah meekly stood up, his legs shaking. Something glowed in the dark. It was faint but still blatant in the black. Noah stumbled towards it. As he got closer, the more odd this whole situation seemed. It was a golden sword, shining a faint light on a pedestal. Noah rose an eyebrow in confusion. Suddenly, goosebumps erupted across his skin, and ice was stabbed into his heart. He felt something. He felt the presence, and it wasn't letting him go. A vessel. He heard something hiss in his ear, and that's when Noah passed out from the pain in the presence grasp. Man, that was what he just had. What Orange just did, like, that was just amazing. I love that. The ending, that's what I'm talking about. The ending, I loved. All the other stuff I didn't really care about, I mean, they did sort of, like, reference the fact that, like, there's a lot of homophobics in, like, his city, in Charrington City. I don't know. I'm guessing it's Charrington City, most likely. It's called Charrington Seaside Cave, but you guys get the gist of it. But, I like all the gothic elements that Orange added, like near the end. Like, let's see, it was like right when they went into the cave too. So it's like, okay, it's darkness. He's like in a big dark cave, looking for every single one. I'm not gonna leave out a single gothic element right now. The fact that it's a cave, and in most like shows and books, caves are mainly like the source of scary stuff. Dim lights mean they almost mean like, you know, something's like afoot. By the way, if you guys notice, I'm in a bit different background. I'm in Texas, so yeah. Let's see. I'm reading right now, guys, so I'm looking for all the gothic elements. I already know the cave. When he took the picture, he noticed like this like strange presence behind him. Like it was like a weird shadow. Like nothing was there, but it was like a shadow. He had like this dark. The fact that it didn't have a physical form, so it takes form of a shadow. Rumbling sound, which is more like a, what's that word? Ambient noise, like an ambient noise. The hissing in his ear, and like he was like in the presence grasp, that took away the whole the gothic element. And I actually really love that. And we're probably gonna find more about the little thingamajiggers when we I'm sorry I said thingamajiggers, but holy crap, I have a lot to read for chapter 8. I don't know how long this video is gonna be. I'm just gonna have to see once the video's like, you know, once I'm editing the video. Wow. And the fact is, the chapter 8's like mainly about me too, so it's this is gonna be a lot. I think this is actually chapter 8 and 9 have to be like my favorite chapters. Not just because they focus on me, they just seem like the most interesting to me. I don't know. There's some certain characters too, so that I really like. I don't know. I just find it cool how he added me in there. Like he didn't symbolize a character based on me. Like he's not based on me. He is me. So Deondre, my name's Deondre Donovan. His name's Deondre Donovan. Like he's just straight up me. So has my personality well. But then again, I knew this dude for like, I think I met him like when I was like 14 or something. So it was like, like around like 3 years or so. I knew him for a while. All right, but I'm excited. I'm excited to read this book. So we're gonna get to chapter 8 right now. So we are now reading chapter 8 of Attributes of the Heart. All right. Deondre looked at his phone one last time before leaving the airport gate his plane landed at. Still no answer from his mom. Deondre sighed and put the device away. Deondre! A voice called out loudly from about the other side of the terminal. Grandma? I'm coming! He responded loudly, getting some dirty looks from some soon-to-be passengers. I can't hear you, Deondre. Come over here and speak up. How'd you know I had responded then? Never mind that. Now come on. Deondre walked over to his grandma, Mabel. By the way, Mabel's not my real grandma's name, so don't think that everything's just based around like the actual me. Oh, I've missed you, sugar baby. I'm gonna give her that voice. Oh, I've missed you, sugar baby. Mabel grabbed Deondre and gave him a suffocating bear hug. That's enough, Grandma. Deondre wheezed out. Now let's get you to my place so we can celebrate your arrival. Isn't that a bit soon? We have plenty of time, right? Deondre questioned. Mabel began to get a faraway look. She didn't look Deondre in the eye. Yes. How about some Sonic, huh? He actually asked me what my favorite restaurant was, and now I know why. Put it in the book. When he made these chapters, of course. Deondre was worried about the lack of eye contact. Was everyone around him trying to hide secrets? He smiled and nodded, though, for Mabel's sake. Deondre gripped the sides of his seat tightly. When Mabel said she had a convertible, Deondre thought something different from a Jeep that could take off its doors, which Mabel did just for this occasion. Move out the way, slowpokes! You're going too slow. Can't you see I'm trying to get my grandson some Sonic here? She screeched while simultaneously honking her horn. Of course Deondre had a seatbelt on, but it still felt like he'd fall out of the car at any given second. Mabel looked a bit paranoid as she drove. She seemed to be continuously looking behind her as if she was being followed or checking to make sure Deondre was still there. Grandma? Are you okay? Mabel abruptly began to practically stomp on the accelerator, speeding by their destination. We just passed Sonic. His grandma looked back at him, deadly serious. No time for Sonic today, I guess. It's bingo night. Can't be late. She sounded sincere, but Deondre couldn't shake off the feeling that in those words there was a terrifying double meaning. Is it even legal to own this many cats? I love animals, but come on, Deondre thought to himself as he walked into his granny's home. It smelled of cat food, litter, and synthetic musk, but Grandma quickly shut the door behind her. She muttered something that Deondre couldn't quite hear that much. All he heard was safe. Deondre didn't question her this time, but now he knew he wasn't going to get any answers. Mabel settled down into her recliner. She let out a sigh of relief. It's pretty late, ain't it? She asked Deondre. Deondre glanced at his phone and looked back at his granny. It's only 9 o'clock. Mabel's eyes widened. That late already? We gotta get you to bed. School starts tomorrow. Deondre rose an eyebrow at her. School? I thought this was a vacation. Mabel frowned. Your mama didn't tell you? You're staying here for, well, a while. We gotta get you up for your education. Wait, what? We gotta set you up for your education. Your education. I love giving her this voice. I'm gonna give her this voice for every time I speak with, every time I speak Mabel's voice, I'm gonna give her that voice. Y'all remind me too in the comments, which you guys don't really comment on my videos. I'm stupid. Okay, Mabel decided to have the doors on the Jeep. Wait, what? Oh, hold on. Deondre blinked. His eyes watered. He couldn't tell if it was from his emotions or the sharp smell of hairspray. Are you saying my parents basically gave me away to you? Mabel decided to have the doors on the Jeep today. She thought she might be pulled over for child endangerment if she didn't. Alright, sugar baby. It's your first day at your new school. Don't be scared. Remember, be nice to your teacher. Follow their instructions. Don't fight with the other kids. Unless the other kids start to fight with you. Then you have to kick the other kid's butt. You got that? Deondre weakly chuckled, looking down at the floor of the Jeep. Mabel looked behind her to look at him. Look, I know it's hard to accept that your parents thought it'd be better to stay with me than them so they can sort out differences. But now you can spend all the time with your old lovable granny. And, you know, I hate saying I'm old. And you know I hate saying I'm old. Sorry. I'm getting into character where it's like I'm forgetting like how she's actually saying this. Her eyes twinkled a bit at the last second. It only helped Deondre a little bit, but he appreciated his grandma's efforts to cheer him up. Thanks, Grandma. You know I can't ever let go that you called yourself old, right? Both of them laughed. Mabel's laugh was thin and sounded like coughing. She began to actually cough, gripping the sides of the car. Deondre perked up in alarm. Mabel held out her hand, signaling that she was okay, after the coughing fit had stopped. I love you so much, Deondre. Don't ever forget that. Ever. She held on to Deondre's hands tightly. Something clasped in her arm. I love you too, Grandma, but you're saying that like you're dying or something. Deondre chuckled. Mabel, however, did not. Here, take this. Mabel let go of Deondre's hands. A yellow highlighter was now in grip. He rose an eyebrow. This is a highlighter. Mabel did her cough laugh. Just take it. It'll save her. It'll save you. It'll save you from whatever. Deondre snorted, but put it in his pocket. Sure. It'll save me from my teacher when she demands I write everything in highlighter. Mabel's eyes twinkled. You should go now. Everyone probably hates us for how long we've been holding up the line. Deondre wiped his brow. He already seemed to be sweaty. Who knew this state would be so hot compared to his own? Well, I won't be dying forever. The school has air conditioning. Deondre thought to himself as he walked to the front desk. The receptionist looked up at him with a bored expression. The sounds coming from her computer sounded oddly like solitaire. Hey there, I'm Deondre Donovan. New student? He asked, hoping he was registered already. The receptionist nearly nodded and gave him a piece of paper. She pointed at the principal's office. Deondre bobbed his head in understanding and went to the office. The principal was a mildly chubby man. His glasses were sparkly and polished. His attire seemed to be like that as well, including the sparkles. You got the perfect voice for the principal right now. You guys are probably going to die of laughter or cringe really, really badly. Welcome. Deondre? Deondre. Right. The principal span in his rolling chair for a second. You need a guide, right? I'll get you one right now. The principal leaned over to the intercom. Wait, it gotta sound like it's an intercom.
Anna Axton to the principal's office. Anna Axton to the principal's office.
I'm sorry, I'm stupid. Shortly after the announcement, a pretty girl with long blonde hair and beautiful cerulean eyes walked into the office. She looked at the principal.
Please guide Deondre around and show him all of the classes. Tomorrow, your schedules will be merged besides electives.
Anna rose an eyebrow and looked at Deondre. And looked Deondre up and down. Is he in all advanced classes? Advanced cooking? Deondre offered. Anna frowned. That can't work. I refuse to be put in regular classes, she told the principal. She looked at Deondre. You don't mind being put in advanced classes, right? I don't want to be in regular classes, but if you're okay with, but if you're not okay in advanced, she stuttered. Deondre couldn't understand why she was making a fuss. So, wait, hold on. So what if you're not in an all, so wait, oh, gosh, I can't read. So what if you're not in all advanced classes? It's not like that makes you stupid, Deondre thought to himself. Deondre shrugged, trying to play it cool. Yeah, sure, I don't mind. Anna squealed with delight. Alright then, let's go to your first class. I'm not in any of your regular classes today, so just meet me at the left stairs after every class, okay? Deondre simply nodded. He wasn't sure if he could stop her, even if he disagreed. Anna dragged the still a bit sluggish Deondre up the stairs and, trying to make himself comfortable, and to his first class. New school. There would be new friends. Surely everything was fine here, right? Deondre leaned against the wall. He sighed. It was around the end of the day. So far, Anna had been consistent about meeting Deondre at the spot they agreed upon. Where is she? I hope something didn't mess up her schedule, Deondre thought to himself. There were many kids walking by Deondre as he waited for Anna. A particular group took interest into Deondre. There were about 4 kids. The one that seemed like a ringleader was tall and lean. Another had light burnt sienna hair. I don't know how to pronounce that. He had a red bandana around his lower face, covering his mouth and nose. Only his eyes were visible. Which were vibrant. I can't pronounce it. Chartreuse. I could easily just go on up my pronunciation app and see how this is pronounced, but I'm gonna pronounce this like a boss. Chartreuse. Deondre assumed they were contacts, but he wasn't sure. The kid also had a purple hoodie on. The other 2 didn't stand out to Deondre. The tall and lean one looked Deondre up and down. Hey dude, come here for a second. Deondre rose an eyebrow, but leaned a bit closer. I haven't seen you around here. New, huh? Deondre simply nodded. Yeah. You know, it's this little challenge that new kids have to go through when they first come here. Deondre snorted. Really now? The tall kid's eyes narrowed. Yeah, just do it, dude. And then we'll make sure nothing bad happens to you, okay? Deondre couldn't help but laugh. Seriously? That's so stupid. What is it? Go to Charrington Cave by the seaside at night. Bring your phone. Take a picture to prove you were there, alright? Deondre suppressed the laughter this time. And why is Charrington Cave so scary? The tall boy grinned. It was the last place Willie Smith was seen. All the humor was thrown out of the window at that point. The kid smirked as he walked away from Deondre with his entourage. I can pronounce that, but I can't pronounce a chartreuse. The kid with the red bandana stayed behind a bit. He looked at Deondre for a long second, and then ran back to his posse. It would be kind of, I don't know what Orange is playing with this kid. He says he is an important character, but I have a feeling like he's sort of a mute character. I don't know why. He's putting that vibe on me. Anyway, somebody just commented on my recent video. Okay, here we go. He looked at Deondre for a long second and ran back to his posse. Who are those kids? And what happened to Lily? Oh, it's Anna. Almost as if by cue, a few seconds later, Anna quickly turned the corner. Oh, thank goodness you're still here. I had to help Mrs. White or reorganize all the dictionaries. Deondre chuckled. Had to? Anna giggled and smiled sheepishly. I love the relationship between these two, but I'm going to talk about that after I'm done reading. Wanted to see... Wait. Wanted to is the correct wording. Deondre stared at the wall for a second. Hey, Anna? Anna looked up at Deondre, who more or less towered over her. I love how I'm tall. I'm actually 6'4" in real life, and I love how Deondre is like pretty much towering over it. He's like saying that he's towering over her. Like he didn't have to say like, oh, Deondre was a tall boy. He just simply says he towered over her. Even though she was pretty tall herself. Who was Willie Smith? Anna's eyes widened. She winced and didn't look Deondre in the eye. Willie, he was a slightly new kid at this school. He was. She suddenly chuckled. Adventurous, brave, caring, handsome, but more importantly, stupidly courageous. Charrington Cave had always been rumored to be haunted, but he went there and with a couple of his friends. They got scared after some kind of bright lights or something. They said Willie didn't run away with them. One said they heard a scream from behind them while they ran away. And that was the last time Willie was ever seen. Tears were streaming down Anna's face. Her eyes, now red and puffy, she looked away from Deondre. Deondre stared at her for a moment. You liked Willie, didn't you? Anna slowly nodded and wiped her eyes. It doesn't matter now. Why'd you ask anyway? Deondre bit his lip, debating on telling her. Everyone has been keeping secrets from me. It wouldn't be right for me to do the same. I almost said Anna. Deondre nodded, confirming his choice. I was dared to go to the Charrington Seaside Cave at night. Anna's eyes widened. Please don't! I don't want to see another student get lost because of whatever thing is in that cave. Let's see. Anna started yelling, causing people to look and stare at her. She blushed in embarrassment and stared at the ground. People snickered, watching Anna squirm under all attention. Deondre glared. Hey, why don't you guys just go away and go to class? None of you can't say you haven't felt lost. The people looked away, nervously shuffling away. Anna looked up. Deondre smiled at her. She weakly smiled back. Thank you, Deondre. The smile turned into a grin. No problem. Hey, Anna? She rose an eyebrow. Now what? I'm gonna find Lily for you. Deondre? Okay. I love that. I absolutely love that. Alright, so we time skipped later on to the day, obviously after school. So, Deondre waited for his grandma to fall asleep. It was actually pretty easy after she played bingo. She was so tired of whipping grandparent butt that she always fell asleep when she got home. Deondre made sure to stay quiet as he snuck out of the house. He had no actual way of getting to the cave. So he had to walk there, which was pretty annoying. After a long 20-minute walk, he arrived. He stared at the cave for a long minute. Don't worry, Anna. I will save Willie. Okay, we're only 7 minutes into this. Alright. Deondre trekked into the cave that was covered in a blanket of darkness. There were no sounds in the cave besides the sound of Deondre's heavy footsteps. Before he knew it, he had reached the end of the cave. After he ran into it. Ow! Man, I should have brought out my phone for a light, he complained. He brought out his phone to take the picture. There. Now I can leave. I want to find Willie, but he doesn't seem to be here. Abruptly, a blinding yellow light filled the room, making Deondre stumble to the side of the wall. Well, where Deondre thought was the wall, the tall animal lover began to fall into the black void. Deondre groaned as he came to. There was a kid standing over him. The kid had dirty blonde hair. He had a blue shirt with purple stripes on it, with some deep blue pants on as well. But the kid looked off, as if he was covered in shadows. More than 2 and 3 decades. Wait.
More than 2 and 3 decades? Isn't this wonderful? I'll just have to preserve him until this one wears out.
The kid's voice sounded messed up. Rough and scratchy. Too deep for a teenager. Deondre moaned and tried to get up.
Awake, are you now? Lay back down.
The kid kicked Deondre in the gut, sending him unnaturally across the room of the cavern. Deondre let out a yelp of pain as if he got hurled across the room. That blow certainly should have killed him. With all the force and power put into it, Deondre panted loudly, trying to handle the pain. The boy that threw him chuckled and slowly walked over to him. His nails seemed unnaturally long. The boy that threw... Wait, I'm reading the long one. His nails seemed unnaturally long now. He began to cut a large X into Deondre's forehead.
Every vessel should be roughed up to see if it can handle the pressure. This is a good one. Now, let's play some more, huh?
Deondre whimpered as he was thrown across the room yet again. Is this gonna be the end of me? There we have it, chapter 7 and 8. Now, Deondre's chapter was probably the longest one we've read so far. Well, it is the longest one we've read so far. And one thing I wanted to talk about, one of the characters I wanted to talk about, and it's not the principal, it is Anna Oxton. Now, the reason I like this character is because I believe she's going to somehow, well, her and Deondre are going to somehow develop feelings for each other. Not like real early, I mean like, you know, after like whatever the monster is or whatever, after that thing's defeated, like after like Deondre goes sees Anna and all that to like tell her like what really happened to Willie or something, like pretty much after that, like Anna's gonna slightly be kind of mad at him, but like, you know, but she's gonna know that, you know, he tried to save Lily or whatever, because, you know, Lily's most likely dead. But I feel like she's gonna like forgive him because, you know, he really couldn't do anything. He can't just magically bring people back from the dead. And, you know, she's pretty much like his only friend at that school so far. So, I mean, of course she has to forgive him. And then from then on, they're gonna like slowly like gain some sort of like feelings towards each other, and that's why I love the relationship between Anna and Deondre right now, and like how he just promised her that she'll go look for like Willie and everything. Well, he'll go look for Willie. That was just beautiful. I already talked about the thing I liked about the Noah chapter. In chapter 7, I like the gothic elements that were in the story. Props to you, Orange. I was learning about gothic elements in like my intensive reading class. So you know, I know a lot about gothic elements now, and I actually really enjoy them. They like when you know what the gothic elements are, it's like you get the story a bit more, and like you get a more eerie feeling of the story. There was some too in Deondre's chapter when he was fighting the weird kid. That was amazing, honestly. I kind of like that voice I added for him. I might use that voice whenever he talks in the next chapter or the chapter after that. But that's pretty much all I have to say for that story. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a like in this video because if you guys want me to read more, you already know what you guys got to do. So, you know, click the like button, comment down below if you guys like this whole Deondre reads kind of thing. I'm trying to like do new stuff instead of reaction channels because it's like I don't want to like, because most reaction channels, they gain a lot of hate because it's like, oh, you know, it's not really you making the video, you're just excuse me, it's like you're just pretty much watching the video, you're just watching some other person's video and gaining likes from that. And I don't want to be that kind of person, so you know, I'm just gonna read this, you know, I decided to just read and all that. I do make my own content actually. I just react to it because it's fun. I do have that one series, Too Cool for School. That is, more episodes are coming out for season 1 on January, because the reason why I couldn't really like make the episodes because I was trying to make the movie and I had to put that movie on break, like on pause, because crap. Not because of that. Because my iPad, this iPad that I'm recording with right now does not have enough storage. So I'm going to wait until Christmas so I can get like a new iPad, which is in 2 days. So that way I can just save storage. So I have more storage to actually make the movie for you guys. Because I want this movie to actually be good. I don't want it to be in like separate parts. I want this movie to actually be like an hour long or so. Like my first hour long video. Not including my reaction to The Punisher, because Disney kind of claimed that one. And I'm not about to be sued by Disney. So that's my whole situation. And but anyway, I don't really want to complain about my problems right now, about my like whole situation here. Make sure you subscribe for more. Obviously, I make reaction videos. I do reading apparently. Do cartoons. Occasional singing videos. I also make what else do I make? Skits. I couldn't think of the word for it. I do make some skits sometimes. I mean, just look at the one with the Deondre Deondre steps to how to survive a hurricane or something like that. I think it's on this channel. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. And I'm saying "and" a lot because I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's all I have to say. So, and also I will leave Orange's story in the description down below so you guys can go read it. And, yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Deondre Ox 7 out with the ho ho ho.